Now let's move on to the Los Angeles Rams casino. Still, I hate saying Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Chargers. It just doesn't feel natural.
No.
But that is
Why does LA have to take everything, man?
well. I'll tell you what. We went there to see an Eagles game. I couldn't spot one Los Angeles Rams fan in that stadium. That
No, they
was
should have
the
stayed the
Eagles
St.
home
Louis
game.
Rams. They should have stayed the
Yeah,
St. Louis Rams.
they should have, and they should have saved the San Diego Chargers because I always loved that stadium where it had the flags up
Yeah.
hanging. I always loved that
I mean,
stadium.
not even just football, man. Like, I hate the Angels are called what is it? The Anaheim, Los Angeles, Anaheim Angels or
Well,
something
they
like that.
used to be the Anaheim Angels. Now they're the Los Angeles Angels without moving or changing where they were.
Yeah,
Where they played.
they're in Anaheim.
Yeah. And it also rolls off the tongue better. Anaheim Angels. Los Angeles ain't that doesn't roll off. Yeah. And then everybody has to do that. But let's talk about the Los Angeles Rams casino, not the St. Louis Rams. Last year.
Get us started on that. I'm gonna grab a charger for my computer and let my dog out.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm just letting the people know, because we are just so lackadaisical here on this podcast. We are just fathers first, doing father things.
It's true. That's why Casino calls me daddy. The Los Angeles
back,
Rams casino. Last year they went 10-7 and lost in the wild card round 24-23 to the Lions in the Matthew Stafford homecoming game. Yes, I did say they lost. They lost 24-23. Let's look at their offensive rankings and defensive rankings for last year. Last year in total offense, they were 7th in the league, 10th in passing, 11th in rushing, 20th in total defense, 20th against the pass, 12th against the run. Their over-under going into this season is set at 8.5. Casino actually said the Rams would go under 8.5. I said they would go over 8.5. And according to PFF, their rankings going into the season for O-line is 16th in the league, wide receiver is 8th, defensive line is 23rd, and then linebacking core is 25th. They still have the same head coach in Sean McVay, who is entering his 7th season. They brought over Mike LaFleur, who spent 2 seasons as the Jets offensive coordinator. So that scares me. And then they brought in, they promoted their defensive coordinator, Chris Shula. He was the linebacker and pass rush coordinator for this team, promoted to defensive coordinator. So let's first, when we talk about this Rams team, and then I'll talk about free agency and the draft casino. They finished last season 10-7. Their over-under this year is 8.5. I have them going over that win total. You have them going under. Why do you think this team will underperform compared to what they did last year, Casino?
Yeah, I was paying attention to all that. Which team?
Basically, my question, Casino, is right there. The Rams, do they have one more run in them? You are saying no because you picked them to go under their 8.5 projected win total this season. Why?
Who did they lose on defense?
They lost the GOAT, Aaron Donald.
There you go. That's a huge reason for me why they're not going to go. I mean, defense, everybody says the defense wins championships. You had multiple time defensive player of the year, and he's an absolute monster. I just don't see them being able to be as competitive as they were without Aaron Donald. Everybody's scared. Everybody was scared of him. Yeah.
Well, and Aaron Donald, legitimately, you could make a case, might be one of the best defensive players, not of this era, ever. Right?
That's fair.
Yeah. So I agree with you there. However, when you look at their defensive rankings for last year, again, they were 20th in total defense, 20th against the pass, 12th against the run. So it's not like they had a dominant defense with him there to begin with.
No, but okay, you take that away. How far do you think they plummet?
Well, that's true. And the 2 new coaches scare me. Mike LaFleur from the Jets. I mean, the Jets offense the past 2 seasons, what was it? It was dead last in the league, right? And
exactly.
I know he was working with, our favorite quarterback, the MFer himself, Zach Wilson. But again, if you would have put Matthew Stafford on those teams, are they all of a sudden a top 10 offense? Maybe, but I doubt it, right? It didn't feel like Zach Wilson was the only issue when it came to the offense of the Jets. They never finished, or they never figured out their O-line. Already going into this season, the O-line is going to be basically middle of the road. So I did pick
I
over
mean,
because I
yeah.
still think this is a 9-win team, but I don't think this is an 11,
Okay, let me
12.
ask you this: are you not concerned at all with Stafford missing time because of his hamstring tightness and soreness that he's been having?
Oh, no. Stafford, again, when we talk about the injuries the Niners have had, I mean, the elephant in the room for most teams is injuries. When we talk about the Bengals last week, I was scared to stake my flag into the Bengals because of Joe Burrow's injury history. I'm scared to stake my flag on the Los Angeles Rams strictly because of Matthew Stafford, right? Because we've seen him, he's been banged up uh in his career a couple times, but the last couple of years, it's been Super Bowl or injured. That's
Right.
like been the
And do you think
pattern.
that he's finally fixed his problem with his disconnect with his younger players?
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I
I
mean,
mean, no amount of Disneyland trips will ever fix this.
that's true. And then you have his
That's a
wife
callback to last season for you for those new subscribers.
And then you
Yeah.
have his wife going on podcasts being like, I was dating his backup to get him jealous and like all this kind. And you're just like, I feel bad for, and then they're doing like mattress commercials. It's just the jokes write themselves. We won't say them here, Casino, but,
He got his ring. He did what he needed to do.
and she
You
got
know,
hers. So
there it is.
congrats. But let's see who they added in the offseason. They added two cornerbacks, Williams and Tredarius White from
What a
the
shit name.
Jags and the Bills. Trey Devarius White. I think that's a great name. They got the porn star dating quarterback himself, Garoppolo. They got
Good for
Cameron.
him. You know what? No, good for him. Come on, man.
I agree.
Don't
And
knock on him.
I'll tell you what, Garoppolo, nobody is more. I mean, he's like reaching Sam Bradford levels of making a shitload of money and never playing because he's injured. He's in that Hall of Fame where he just keeps getting signed to teams, even though he can't stay healthy to save his life, which I
Dude,
always feel
he's
bad for
such
those
a
players.
nice guy.
And
Like,
all his teammates are like, I will literally die for him.
dude, I
So he
mean,
seems like a great
the
guy.
how he handled that whole debacle with San Fran about the quarterback and being traded and like just that whole thing, dude, that he took that so well off the chin. He was just like, "It's okay.
It sounds
I
like
had a
his
great
porn star
I
girlfriends.
had a great yeah, all day. Thank you. I was working my way over there. I was working my way over there. But
uh,
he has to be such a nice guy to date a porn star. Be like, "Honey, I gotta go do my job. There's gonna be 3 others over there." Okay. That's you go do
he's
what you
also
gotta do.
he's also probably like, yeah, I'm gonna go do my job over here where there's also three over here for me. It was probably a mutual. I mean, he's a
Well,
handsome
he's
man,
a
Casino.
handsome man. Like, when you
Very
think
handsome.
starting quarterback, like,
It's
you
his
picture
face. Yeah.
Garoppolo. He's just the smolder. I mean,
He looks like a Disney character.
yeah.
He does.
He's the Flynn Rider of football.
But besides Garoppolo, they also got Cameron Curl, Jonah Jackson, the guard from the Lions, a tight end
And
from
none of them
Seattle.
look as good as Garoppolo.
None of them. But I do like the additions of basically they helped their entire back end secondary. Again, not talking about Garoppolo's girlfriends with the
God
back end.
damn it, that's what I was thinking. I was
but
literally like, my mind was going that direction. That was great. Oh,
uh, but yeah, two cornerbacks and a safety, all of which I like, all of which have been productive players in this league. So again, it comes down to, can the new coaches assimilate under Sean McVay, which I think we've seen Sean McVay have a pretty impressive coaching tree and know how to like elevate people that he trusts to higher success than they have without him. So again, I don't again, the red flags when it comes to the Los Angeles Rams are uh the retirement of Aaron Donald and then the durability of Matthew Stafford. And then also apparently in preseason, they just have another rookie wide receiver who's like just amazing. So who's ever doing this scouting for their wide receivers with the Rams, like they just find a diamond in the rough every draft. Last year it was Puka Nakua. Now it is a guy whose name I'm going to look for right now. But
Fun fact: I actually know somebody who dated Puka's brother.
really,
Yeah,
and was she like, "I always knew he would be great"?
no, we didn't talk much more about it, but she just mentioned that somebody that she used to date
I
was Puka Nakua's brother.
I think it was their 6th round pick from Texas, Jordan Whittington. I think that's the wide receiver that like had a crazy good game last preseason, but also in the draft in the 1st round, pick 19. Also first year in forever, I feel like the Rams have had a 1st round pick, right? They were just kept trading them away for a 5-year period. But they took Jared Verse, the edge rusher out of Florida State, defensive tackle, then a running back, safety, another edge, and then the guy we just talked about. So I don't know. You still feel confident in your underpick, Casino?
Yeah, I do.
All right, I'm wavering on my overpick, so that's where our mindsets are.